In early March 2019, over the warm waters of the Mozambique Channel, a tropical disturbance quietly began to organize. At first, it seemed like just another seasonal system, one of many that pass through the southwestern Indian Ocean each year. But meteorologists soon noticed signs of strengthening. Clouds wrapped tighter around a developing center, and thunderstorms grew more intense. The system would soon be named Cyclone Idai, a name that would become synonymous with one of the worst natural disasters ever to strike southern Africa. Communities across Mozambique, Malawi, and Zimbabwe followed weather updates with growing concern. Many had experienced floods before, but few could imagine the scale of what was coming. Heavy rains had already saturated the ground from earlier storms, leaving rivers swollen and soils fragile. The region stood vulnerable.
Cyclone Idai intensified as it moved westward, drawing energy from unusually warm ocean waters. By mid-March, it strengthened into a powerful tropical cyclone with destructive winds and immense moisture. Forecasts warned of severe flooding, high winds, and dangerous storm surge along the Mozambican coast. On the night of March 14, 2019, Idai made landfall near the city of Beira in central Mozambique. With winds exceeding 170 kilometers per hour, the storm tore through coastal communities, ripping roofs from homes and toppling power lines. Torrential rain began to fall, drenching already saturated land. For many residents, the night was filled with fear. The wind howled relentlessly, rain pounded rooftops, and darkness swallowed entire neighborhoods as electricity failed. Families huddled together, hoping their homes would withstand the storm.
Beira, a port city of more than 500,000 people, bore the brunt of the cyclone's fury. Buildings collapsed under the force of wind and water. Roads became rivers as floodwaters surged through streets. Communication networks failed, isolating communities when they needed help most. Storm surge pushed seawater inland, inundating low-lying areas and damaging infrastructure. Hospitals struggled to remain operational. Emergency services worked under extreme conditions, often unable to reach those trapped by debris or rising waters. When dawn finally broke, the scale of destruction began to emerge. Entire neighborhoods were flattened. Trees lay uprooted. Boats were stranded far from shore. For many, the city they knew had changed overnight.
Even after landfall, the danger did not pass. Cyclone Idai stalled inland, releasing days of heavy rain across Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Malawi. Rivers overflowed their banks, triggering widespread flooding and landslides. In Zimbabwe's eastern highlands, steep terrain combined with saturated soil caused deadly mudslides that buried homes and cut off mountain communities. Entire villages were swept away. Roads disappeared beneath torrents of water, isolating survivors. In Malawi, floods submerged farmland and forced thousands to flee to higher ground. Crops, the backbone of rural livelihoods, were destroyed, raising fears of long-term food shortages. Satellite imagery revealed a vast inland sea where villages and fields once stood.
As floodwaters spread, hundreds of thousands of people were displaced. Many sought refuge in temporary shelters, schools, or makeshift camps. Clean drinking water became scarce, increasing the risk of disease outbreaks. Health workers raced to prevent the spread of cholera and other waterborne illnesses. Rescue operations were hampered by damaged infrastructure. Helicopters became lifelines, airlifting stranded residents from rooftops and isolated patches of land. Boats navigated flooded plains in search of survivors. Survivors recounted harrowing stories, clinging to trees for hours, wading through chest-deep water, or watching homes collapse under the pressure of floods. Families searched desperately for missing loved ones.
Cyclone Idai left a trail of devastation across southern Africa. Thousands of lives were lost, and millions were affected. Entire communities faced the daunting task of rebuilding from ruins. In Mozambique, vast areas of farmland were destroyed, threatening food security for months to come. In Zimbabwe, landslides caused catastrophic loss in mountainous regions. In Malawi, displaced families struggled with limited resources. Schools, hospitals, roads, and bridges were heavily damaged. Economic losses were immense, and recovery would require years of effort.
The disaster prompted an international response. Governments, humanitarian agencies, and aid organizations mobilized quickly to provide assistance. Emergency supplies, including food, shelter materials, and medical aid, were delivered to affected regions. Health teams launched vaccination campaigns to contain disease outbreaks. Engineers worked to restore critical infrastructure. Relief workers faced immense logistical challenges, often operating in remote areas with limited access. Communities around the world rallied in support, raising funds and sending aid to help survivors rebuild their lives.
Despite overwhelming hardship, stories of resilience emerged. Neighbors shared resources, volunteers assisted with rebuilding, and communities came together to support the most vulnerable. Cultural traditions and faith provided comfort during uncertain times. Farmers began replanting fields when waters receded. Schools gradually reopened. Local leaders organized recovery initiatives, emphasizing cooperation and long-term resilience. The determination to rebuild reflected the strength of communities that refused to be defined by disaster.
Cyclone Idai underscored the importance of disaster preparedness, early warning systems, and resilient infrastructure in vulnerable regions. Scientists and policymakers studied the storm to better understand extreme weather patterns and improve future response strategies. The cyclone also highlighted the challenges faced by communities with limited resources when confronted with powerful natural events. Strengthening disaster risk reduction measures became a priority across the region.
Today, Cyclone Idai remains a powerful reminder of both nature's force and human endurance. Memorials honor those who lost their lives, while ongoing recovery efforts continue to shape a more resilient future. The story of Idai is not only one of destruction, it is a story of survival, solidarity, and hope. It speaks of communities that faced unimaginable adversity and chose to rebuild, one step at a time, carrying forward the memory of the storm and the lessons it left behind.